The call is recording too. So if you do need recording, let me know. Y'all can hear me. Yep, y'all can hear me. That's pretty much it. I'm just gonna run straight through it. So I'm not gonna start exactly from what I had last time. I'm basically gonna start from like basic, and then I'm gonna eventually dive down. I'm gonna dive down into like some more advanced stuff too. Yeah, I got you. As soon as I cooked up, I will send it to you. So let me start from the jump. The most basics that we can get is support and resistance. So that's what I'm gonna start from. I'm gonna start from the weekly chart. So if you don't know what support and resistance is, basically support and resistance are like turning points for the charts. If we're looking at a chart right now, you see we got this up move right here, and then we went down, and then we got this up move again right here, and then we went down. We came up here one more time, then we went down. So you could see that as resistance. So all this up here, this will be resistance pretty much. Same thing for the floor. Every time we bounce down, every time we came back up after a strong bounce down, that would be considered support. Listen more people in. All right, boom. So you got your support line up top, you got your resistance at the bottom. And as you go down at the time frames, you'll see it play out, and you'll see it'll keep playing out over and over again. You can keep plotting these lines. I was just giving like a basic rundown of what support and resistance is, but I'm gonna show how to really like plot these lines. And I actually learned this from Abel, but like a long time ago. Not too sure if he still does it, but I'm sure he probably still does. So I'm gonna go to the line chart to plot my support and resistance lines. And I'm plotting a line everywhere where you see like a turnaround. You see how we came all the way up here, then we turned around and went down. So this is a strong support resistance line. These two down here, they're strong support and resistance lines. This one up here, strong line. So I'm gonna pop up the white line, make it pretty thin. So right here, make this white. So right here, these two bottoms down here, this one up top, like this one in the middle. And you can say like right here too, because you can see like this is like a double top. So that would count too. So all of those are basically like support and resistance areas. Now I'm gonna go down to the daily. And you see how they keep playing even off the daily too. I'm gonna go back to candlesticks so y'all can see. So basically you already see every time we pretty much go up here, we'll get some type of reaction. And then if we come down to this next one, you can expect some type of reaction again too. And you scroll into the 4 hour. So now you can see, well, from looking at this, you can tell that we kind of immediately looking for sales because we just came from off this very strong resistance up top. And then where would the next target be? My next target would be this next resistance to the bottom. Let people in some more. So that's a good way to like basically like start off. Like if you never plotted out a support resistance line, that's definitely the best way to start. And then you pretty much see like lines get played over and over again. So like if you look down here at this line, if it comes back to this line again, you could be anticipating buys of a sort, especially like if you're a swing trader. Let me draw the field too for more intermediate traders. You know, we got this low down here. You can drag it up to this high. If you trade like more immediate, like more intermediate with like fibs and price action stuff like that, you already know you probably waiting for that retracement maybe somewhere down here in the 70% area before you take off and go up. So on and so forth. But just understanding that you draw those support and resistance lines, that's your first clue of seeing what's going on in the market besides the actual trend. And if y'all got any question, anything, like definitely throw it in the chat. Or if y'all want me to go over a certain path, like, you know, you can just like, you know, say whatever or unmute yourself or whatever. I'm just gonna go through, let me clean this one off. Ooh, excuse me. Matter of fact, the good one is EA because EA is kind of sitting right in a support resistance area right now. So we got this big trend. You see we going up. See we've been going up. But right here, we've been going sideways for the longest. like a lot of sideways consolidation. Even though we've been scooting up still, we still been going sideways. So again, I'm gonna do the same thing I just did for Euro GBP. I'm gonna draw my support and resistance lines, and I'm gonna to make it clean. Like you can go to the line chart, so that way you won't have too much noise blocking you out. So now you can clearly see where the highs and the lows are. This being the low, especially on the weekly. So I'm gonna plot that line. All of this up here, I would say this is support and resistance too, because of this high. And then you see as we keep coming back near the area, we keep getting rejections. We keep getting rejections. And we keep getting some type of rejection. What if that's a rejection down or a rejection up? And this is the weekly chart. So you know that these rejections are pretty strong. And then you can say up here, top line, that would be support and resistance too. Now I'm gonna drop down to the daily. And what I do on the daily, I do the same thing I just did on the weekly, but I use a different line. So I would use maybe like a dash line. Boom, make this line dashed. And then where do we see the support and resistance again? It just like you can just identify where you see the touches or where you see the reversals. I see a reversal right here where we started going down. Another one right here, we started going down. All up here. So basically, like this whole little line, this whole little price, the price of 65310, that's all pretty much like a reversal zone. Now, will it reverse up? Will it reverse down? You're not too sure. You have to like keep digging down. You have to keep using your tools and just like keep digging until you pretty much like find a clear answer or find what you're looking for. So now I'm gonna go to the 4 hour. So we drew the support and resistance lines, right? We drew the lines. And here we are now. So now you can clearly see where we are for EA. For EA, I know y'all see we've been like sliding down for the longest. Me, honestly, I was looking for a buy opportunity, but trade with the trend, because you see, like if we was trying to buy EA through all of this heavy still traffic, then you know it pretty much like it wasn't gonna work. I didn't sell EA. I didn't even look at EA this week, but I knew I was waiting for a buy. But you see, we can't really like you would be better anticipating the sell, the trend that is actually going in, than anticipating like the other opportunity. Like, because me, honestly, I ain't gonna lie, like I had my buy opportunity like somewhere down here. For more advanced traders, this is like an imbalance. So I was expecting it to come somewhere towards an imbalance and then give me that reversal buy up. Good thing I didn't get in, because when we got to the imbalance, you see like this candle on the 4 hour, you see it hit the imbalance and then it turned around, but it still drove down. This is why it's good to trade with the trend, because if I would have just been selling down to this area instead of just waiting for that buy, I would have actually had more pips. But I mean, it's all good. I didn't lose no money in that pair, so it's all cool. But anyway, you see that we already passed this support and resistance line. So what could we expect? We did break through it. I wouldn't be surprised if we get like a quick, like little reaction up. Especially after all of that selling pressure, I would definitely like to see some type of confluence that tells me we want to keep that, we want to go up for a little bit. But as far as for right now, like the immediate trend, I don't really see a turnaround currently. Like, you know, we got to trade off of structure. And as of right now, it still looks like we're going down. Like, even when the market opens Sunday, we could still get a gap down. So I'm not looking to buy it until we get like we get like a type of change of trend in a sense. But no change of trend yet, so I'm not too sure. But I do understand that where we are as far as support and resistance. So we could get that move soon. Like, definitely don't be surprised we get that move. I'm actually gonna put my buy zone down here. Boom. So when markets open up, you know, go ahead and take that advantage. So that's more of like the easiest you can get as far as like marking up a chart. And then if you want to get advanced, now I'm just gonna like change it all real quick. I'm about to jump into more advanced, intermediate type of style. The advanced and intermediate type of style, that involves like your imbalances, your order blocks, your breaker blocks, your stop runs. What else? What else? Supply and demand zones, all that stuff. So start off from the daily, the big higher time frame. We're going in. I'm actually gonna go in replay mode. I'm gonna go back in time. And matter of fact, before I go over the advanced stuff, I want to go over the MAs and the RSI because I know somebody asked me about it last time. So the way I set up my MAs, I'm just gonna throw it out real quick. If it'll load up. Okay, so these are the indicators that I use. A lot of people say they don't really trade with indicators, which is cool. Like some people don't trade with indicators, but you know, ain't no shame in the game if you do. Like the indicators, they definitely help. The RSI, it pretty much gives you a clue of when you can start seeing like reversals. So you see over here, when they exit these bands, this band is about the 70%, this lower one is about the 30%. So when you see it exit about the 70%, saying that it's overbought, you should be looking for a sale like coming up soon. Like it might not be directly on that line, but it should come up soon. So you see how this RSI, let me take volume off. You see how on this RSI that when we went all the way up, when we poked all the way out, and you see how price poked all the way out, and then we got like a semi-reversal. And this is a GA on the daily. So when this reversal actually kicked in, you know, this actually swung for some pips. Like from the high, well, actually from the open of this candle all the way down, just that candle alone was 90 pips. And then the next daily candle was about 180 pips. And you could capitalize off that move really just by looking off for the RSI. That's pretty much why I have it up a lot, because it'll give me an idea of where we can start seeing a semi-reversal. Look at this one down here on the 30. When it dips down low, it's saying that price may want to go up. And that's exactly what happened right here. We dipped down low, we broke all the way down, and then we had this big up move. Now, you probably wouldn't have caught the exact move, but just have an understanding of this daily chart. And you see, like we close, you know, the markets close at 4 p.m. really every day, and then they open right back up at 5. So if the markets close right here at 4, and you see this bullish motion, for beginners, y'all can already tell what that is. That's a break and retest. Like, especially if you're playing off of this RSI. So I'm gonna put a line right here, block this in, put another line like right here, block this in. Okay, hold on, let your boy get back to it. He just threw me off terribly. Scroll back. Okay, boom, here we go. So this little area right here is the same daily area that I had just pointed out. And I'm pointing out on the 4 hour now. Go to 4 hour. Cause my laptop be tripping, be. All right, boom, there we go. So you know that we oversold on the daily because we went down very, very low. So we should be expecting to buy up, right? And this point right here, this is that daily candle that you seen the first time. That heavy red, that heavy bearishness. Support resistance. So basically I'm gonna go in because what I'm trying to say is this is like a break and retest type of situation. So where you see this low, and you know you can buy right here, but that's why you gotta pretty much like wait, because if you bought right here and you still see we're bearish, don't be surprised if you take a buy right here on this trade as soon as you think it's turning around and we keep going down, because you need an actual like confirmation that's telling you that we're getting ready to turn around. A good confirmation for me would actually be a break of high, which is this. Within this area, you see this is the highest point, right? This whole little candle right here, this is the highest point before price actually reversed and turned around. So I'm gonna draw the ray. I'm gonna draw like a little green line. I'm gonna plot it right here. So basically, when price breaks this high, that's when I'm looking for my actual buy opportunity. The RSI gave me the signal that we want to start going up because it was oversold on the daily. So that means on the lower time frame, like the 4 hour and the 1 hour, we should definitely get ready to start seeing the push up. So we got this push up, right? Yeah, for sure. Like if I'm losing y'all, if I'm going too fast, please ask questions. Like I'm the type to like just keep going, just keep going. Like I know it's recorded, but we'll definitely do better like answering the questions up front than for me to, you know, answer it later. So anyway, like we got this low right here. We got this big up move. We got this very aggressive down move, and we're looking for buys, right? So let's confirm that we finna start getting ready to go up. We got this low, and then we came up here. We made this high. Just the 4 hour. So I'm a 4 hour high. I don't have it no more. Make this yellow. Okay, so this is my low. This is my high. This is my low again. And you already see we're making higher highs, higher lows in this downtrend. Like we still want to make sure that we break this high, but this just giving me an idea that we are finna get ready to go up. So now we got this high, right? We got this breaking high. Boom. That's exactly what I'm looking for. We got this high, this big breaking structure. So now I'm definitely confirmed that we're in the buy. And we got this MA too. I'm gonna go back here and I'm gonna show how to like put in the MAs. But we got this MA, and we're usually if you're above the blue or the orange MA, the 50 or the 200-day MA, then you should be bullish. If you're below the 50 or 200 MA, then you should be bearish. Since this MA just kicked in and I have an idea that we're bullish, then I'm really considering that we're bullish. Now, where's my entry at? If you was on the call Thursday, you know the deal. Fill, low the high, break the high, and let's keep going. Confirm. Yeah, I'm a double back through it real quick after I shot this field because it was a quick little strategy. So from this low, this bearish low that wick all the way down, that would be my low, and I'm taking it up to this next high, which would be like right up in here. You probably can't really see it, but that's basically like where my field was going to, from this low all the way to this high. And we usually look for a rejection. You can start off from the 50. Usually between this 50 and this 88% area is where we look for a rejection. For like most retail traders, for newer traders, we usually go to the 50. I recommend like going to the 50 because once you see, like if you're in an uptrend and you want that pullback, you know you want that pullback to at least be 50%. So once it enters like this 50% area, then I'll be looking for a buy. That doesn't necessarily mean I'm going to press buy like right there at that moment, but I'll be looking for a buy somewhere within. But anyway, you see that we dipped down as low as to the 78% area. And then if you would have took a buy somewhere within this area, then you see what would have happened next. You broke the high. So assume that we got in maybe at this 71%, right? We seen this very big bearish candle. We probably got in somewhere for a buy. Stop loss would have been maybe like 35 pips. That's usually what I go for. So 35 pips stop loss. And then what's the target? The target is the most recent high, always this high. Because if we're in the uptrend, you know you're breaking highs to make new highs. And you keep making highs, you keep breaking highs. So my first take profit would be right here at this high. And actually, that could be my only take profit because you see like that's about 180 pips just from the jump. How do you confirm again? Yeah, let me go from that confirm. Line goes up to the 50 for buy. Yeah, I'm going to run through that MA strategy real quick along with the confirmation. Which high and low? I pretty much go for the most like strongest like high and low that's there at the time. And for me, it has to go back to at least like the 50%. So let me go back. Let me show the MAs real quick so I won't lose nobody. And then I forget about the confirmations too. I'm gonna run through that. So I'm gonna go all the way out here. I'm gonna erase these MAs. So if you want to apply indicators, if you want to apply these MAs, especially if you're new, I ain't gonna lie, I definitely recommend applying these MAs, because if you can just look at the lines and just tell if we're going up or down, if you're above it or below it, then you have the trend right there, and you don't have to really like doing too much for the trend. So you can come to indicators and strategies. Usually you won't have nothing in your favorites. You'll probably have it in built-ins. So built-ins, just type in moving average, and then it'll come up, and then you can start to keep it in your favorites. So moving average, you see I clicked it one time, and then there was a moving average that popped up right here. And then I'm actually gonna do it again to pop up another moving average. Now you got two of them. With the first one, I go to the settings, and the length, I'm gonna make this one. For me, I use blue for 50. I use orange for 200, just to keep it in my mind. So just the blue one. So I'm gonna make this the 50 day. And then you can change the color however you feel. I usually just keep mine for blue, just to keep it simple. And then for this orange one, you'll do the same thing. You come to settings, and you can change it to 200. Now watch this. Understand, especially like if you go off the 4 hour, like it really worked clean on the 4 hour. So if you go off the 4 hour, look at the trend we're in. You see we've been sliding down, right? So we looking for sales. Like you can look for buys in this pair. A lot of people, they like to counter trend trade, like they like to see it go down and then wait for the buy back up. I used to do that too, but honestly, I got stopped out a lot doing that. So I pretty much just like wait until I have an immediate trend. So you see how we in this downtrend, right? We came down and we came down again. And you got this blue MA that's going down, and you got this orange MA that's going down too. So that's how you know for sure that you're going down. And just look at how long you kept falling until you started seeing it turn around. Even when you consolidated right here, you were still going down. So that's why you still have to keep expecting sales. Keep expecting sales, keep expecting sales until you get into like a motion like this where these MAs cross. That doesn't necessarily mean that we're about to go up. It could mean that we're about to go up, but this just tells me that we're in deep consolidation. And you see, like right here up top, we are in this consolidation zone, being right here. So a couple of things can happen for GA just looking off this 4 hour. Like we could keep going up. We could keep going down. We could turn around and keep going back up. But just understanding that you have these MAs, then you pretty much have a good idea of where you're going and which way you're going. Now, the high to low to use, okay, I'm going to go over that one too. I'm actually go to a different one. Yeah, pretty much. Like, I don't generally look for the cross. I look for the clear, like, understanding of that we're going up. Like if you look back in time on this one, you see we've been sliding up on the orange. And the blue is kind of funny, but mainly like pay attention to the orange, because that's telling you like where the actual trend is. And you see, as we've been sliding up under this orange, we've been going up. We've been going up. Now you see this blue one getting ready to slide down, but I'm not worried about the slide down. I'm actually going to keep anticipating the buy up, right? So assuming that this is a trade, I would have my stop loss like, what's that, like 30 pips? Say like 40 pips stop loss, and then take it up to the high. Now I can just tell it already hit my stop loss because I got in kind of funny, but I still had the idea, like we still went up and made a new high. And you think we finna turn around now? Nope, we made a new high. Until we officially turned around, which is when these MAs cross. Now they cross, you can be looking for sales. MAs, those are moving averages. Moving averages for MAs. I know some people know about like SMAs, simple moving averages, EMAs, estimated moving averages. I just keep it simple. I just do moving average. Like I don't really know the difference between all of them myself. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, when the orange line is like sliding up, I'm pretty much looking for a buy. Or another way you can say, like when you see we confirm, like for sure, you have to confirm that you are going up. Like in this one, we can see that we're going up because you got this low, you got this high, you got this low again, you got this high, low again, you got this high. And this orange line is sliding underneath it. Even though we got this big push down right here, right? I'm still bullish because you see that high broke. And then a lot of people were trying to sell right here, which is cool. Like you would have got your sell, but if you would have held that sell, you would have got stopped out because we're still bullish. You keep going over, we're still bullish, we're still bullish, we're still bullish. Until we cross. Then it's like, you know, like maybe we could be going bearish for a little minute. And you see now this orange line is over it. Now we're going bearish. We're sliding down. We're sliding down. Heavy, heavy sliding down. Heaviness on sliding down. So that's how, like, for beginners, I ain't gonna lie, plug this in to your trading view. I wanted to run part of this call through MetaTrader so I can show it through my phone, but it's all good. I'll say that for another day. But basically, yeah. So right now, currently with GA, I can't really like tell because you can see like we get this cross, like on the orange MA, we're under. But on this blue MA, it looks like we're going down. So, you know, we could be going down, we could be going up. They ain't really no telling, like, you know, so I don't really know. But basically, like, to give an idea of where we just came from, we just came off the selling pressure. I'm gonna keep expecting selling pressure until we for sure get a turnaround to go up. It's the same thing for EA too. Except EA was like, it was stronger consolidation. Okay, so for EA, you see it's the same thing, but look how long we've been sliding. Like we were sliding down, but we've been in consolidation for a very, very, very long time. And even though like we could see sales, like look at the MAs again. We got this very orange line saying that we're going down. We got this blue MA saying that we're going down. So even though I did have like a little buy idea set right here, we could get that buy up. But if we do get that buy up, I don't expect it to go all the way up here. I actually expect for that buy up to come up a little bit and then turn around and go down. So to give a visual perspective of it, if I did get in this buy, because it's still an idea. Oh, excuse me. My take profit will probably be up here somewhere, and my stop loss is going to be back here. Why is it going to be back here? I don't expect it to break that low. If it does break that low, then that's for sure guaranteed that we're going to be turning around the other way. But the idea is if I did get in this buy, I'm not going to hold it for long. Like this is probably going to be like a 20 pip and dip type situation. But I'm not really looking for the buys. I'm actually more comfortable if I look for these sales. And you see why? Because we've been selling for so long. Like you don't know when we're going to stop selling. So you might as well just keep selling. Especially if you're trying to break lows. Like one problem that I had, I was using smart money, but like smart money was the only thing I was using to the point where like, let me see if I can find it. Okay, boom. This is a perfect example. And it's crazy because I'm not going to put the MAs because I didn't have the MAs on here when I used the strategy at the time. So we see the support line, right? If y'all was on the call earlier, yeah, I knew I drew the support line on the daily. And you see we got this bounce, we got this run up, we got this bounce again, we got this run up. So understanding that we may equal lows, right? I'm going to come back here. Let me draw it out. Oh, again, yeah, if y'all still got questions, y'all can definitely drop in the chat. Y'all been doing that, though. I ain't forget about bro that asked me about how to confirm. I'm still going to go through that, too. So we making this slide down, right? We sliding down, boop, and then we got this aggressive run up. And then we slide down again, boop. We got this quick little run up. So you know that's a double bottom, right? So if this is a double bottom, this is a pattern that we actually trade. You know, I'm not running nobody away from double bottoms. I'm just saying, like, you know, like have retail understanding, but have like, you know, institutional, like, you know, tendencies. Like, you know what you're going for. Like you see the double bottom, so you know you're getting that quick buy up. But we also know that we have stop losses down here at this bottom, because people like that bought from here, they had like 20 pip stop losses, 30 pip stop losses, same thing over here. So these are equal lows. I'm gonna put smiley faces because that's the first thing I've seen. So for advanced traders, I ain't gonna lie, this is what I would do. Like, we see the double bottom, right? I'm waiting for that double bottom to get taken out. I'm waiting for the liquidity to get grabbed, and then I'm ready right here to buy it again. I got my entry point right here, right? And as soon as liquidity is spiked, I'm ready to buy up. And you see, like, the buy up would have worked right here for about, my bad. It would have worked right here for about 200 pips, which, you know, everybody can use. But you see, it didn't last for long. Like, as soon as we bought up, we went right back down and continued the downtrend. So I had a bad habit of only looking for liquidity. Like, you can't just look for liquidity. You got to look for everything. Structure is king. So, like, if the chart tell you we falling, then you need to keep following with the chart. If the chart telling you we going up, then keep going up. Don't trade against the trend, because you'll never know when it's gonna come to bite you back. Like I didn't got bit, man. I didn't got bit a couple of times trying not to trade with the trend. The only time I would say don't trade with the trend is when you know the reversal is coming. Like let me go to U-Chef. U-Chef was a very, very clean one. Let me see. I don't have it on here. I have it on my other chart. But basically, I'm gonna go in on this candle right here. We had like a not for real. We all learned the hard way. Hey, hard head makes a soft ass for real, bro. Because, like, you know, yeah. So for U-Chef, for this one, we was sliding down. We was in a downtrend. We was in a strong downtrend. I had sent this trade out, like, and I dropped it in Chart Talk a while ago. And you see, we're in a downtrend, right? So we keep looking for sales. But right here, I actually got in for a buy, which was right here. And it took a very long time before it ran up. But when I got that run up, it definitely ran up for me. It ran up for about 100 pips, like right here. But the only reason why I got into this trade, I'm going to go back. I'm going to go back some more. We on this weekly time frame, right? You go all the way back. This is where I was playing off of. I know for advanced traders, like, y'all know, like, the imbalance. Like, I played, like, all the way back here. Imbalance is basically like when you have a gap in the market, when you got nothing but buys, nothing but sales. So when it came back so into this imbalance, I figured we'd get a reaction. And we did get a reaction. So we got that buy up, right? But even though we got that buy up, we're still in selling territory. So I didn't hold that buy for long. Like, I held it for 100 pips. And then I got right out, because there's no telling when you're going to get that turnaround again. So now for U-Chef, we actually are still getting ready to, like, sell down. I'm not looking for buys in none of the USD pairs. We're just going to keep looking for sales. So, not good. All right, boom. So yeah, for U-Chef, we keep looking for sales. Let me get back to bro question about how to confirm highs and lows. So one way to confirm it, the most basic way you can confirm it, like, look at the MAs, tell which way they're going, and then just keep trading whichever way they're going. Mute. My bad, I'm muting myself. But anyway, you see how anybody that was selling from up here, right? People that sold, they did get their sales. Let me see, how much was this sale going for? This sale, they sold from, like, up here. It's like down here, that was about like 70, 80 pips. But you know they got like 30 pip stop losses. So let me give an example. Let me give an example of what the banks see when we trade. Because you see, we got this high, right? We was all the way up here. Short position. I'm gonna say like right here. A lot of people saw a couple of different things. You probably see like candlestick reversal patterns. You probably seen rectangles, triangles, dojis, engulfings, whatever you saw. And some people that had their stop loss like right here, like maybe like a little bit above that high, and their target, they just would have kept targeting it down, which is ideal. Like that's what you're supposed to do because you're in selling territory. But you see, like it gave like a couple of pips, and then after that, anybody that was still holding, the market pretty much came back and took the stop losses. Like, because understand how it looks on MetaTrader. Like on this one, you see the screen is blue. The screen is blue the whole time. And then after a while, when the market comes all the way back up here, their screen is now red. Or they probably got taken out to break even, you know, so on and so forth. So anyway, what I'm saying is that the banks came back and they made that high, right? So this is my significant high that I'm looking for. So I'm playing off of this high. Orange. I'm playing off of this high right here. Boom. And then I'm playing off the next low that I'm playing off of is the most obvious low. Like when you got a low point and when you see a wick like go all the way down, then for me that's a for sure confirmation that we're going down. So let me scroll over. So in the meantime, like if you're looking at, because you know we're looking at the chart like every day, we're looking at the live. So draw the fill from this high. Currently it would be this low because this is the lowest point right now. Like looking at it from the 4-hour perspective. Or matter of fact, I'm gonna dive down a little deeper. I'm gonna go to the 1 hour. But I'm gonna plot a line right here, and I'm gonna plot another line right here. All right, go back to time. All right, boom. So I'm going into this little gray area. Right here, delete that. Zoom in, zoom out. All right, boom. So looking at this trade, what time is this? This is 2 in the morning. This is London. So when I would have woke up early in the morning, about like 8 in the morning, I would have understood that we pretty much like we having this aggressive drop down. So I'll measure off this high all the way down to this low. And you see, we didn't turn around just yet. We actually didn't turn around. Delete this. We actually didn't turn around until, like, remember, we playing off, this is the low that I'm playing off of, but we kept pushing down. This is the new low now because we pushed down even lower. So I moved my fill down to this low. And I'm looking for like a 50% retracement. So to say that I just would have missed this trade because I didn't actually get my 50% retracement. But it's all good. You know, I still had the same buys. Like we still went down. But basically, I'm plotting it from this high to this low, the highest point down to the lowest point, and I'm just waiting for it to come back to the 50, at least the 50% before I look to anticipate for another buy and sell. So let me do it again. I missed that first one. It's all good. Let me go to the next one. This is the high, right? This is the highest point. This is the low, right? This is the lowest point. So I'm gonna mark off fill from the high to the low. You should at least get a 50%, tracement before you get ready to turn around. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna actually have like a short position. For an example, I'm gonna have a short position right here at this 50%. I'm gonna make my stop loss. I mean, I would have gone into a buy, but I would have waited for like more confirmation, like because you still have to like confirm, like you still have to actually look at the charts and understand what's going on. Like even though I don't want it to, like I don't expect it to come back out here, but still, like, you know, if you go down to the 15-minute, you'll probably look for, you know, more patterns, like so on and so forth. Like still keep looking for confirmations. Like this is a good strategy. Draw it from the high to the low, 50%. but you still have to understand like everything else that's going on, because you don't want to like draw from the high to the low 50% in consolidation. Like you have to make sure that like, you trade the trend. So I put my stop loss like maybe like right here at 88%. My take profit, I'm breaking this low, and I'm probably gonna give it like a little bit more room. So what happened? Boom. Well, it missed the 50% a little bit, but you see it still came right back. And then after it came right back, hey, we kept following. Even though my entry point wasn't precise, like the idea I had was still good. Like we still came back to the 50. We still ran down for a couple of pips. This was risking 20 pips for 40. Like I know a lot of y'all like the 20 pip and dip. This is the perfect strategy for you. Like you can kill it with 20 pips and dip, but imagine if you did it with 40 or 60 or 80 or or 200. Because this strategy, like if you keep holding, like trade with the trend, like you see if you keep holding, then you keep going down and you're gonna keep going down south. It didn't even come back to break even. Like if you hold, like swing trader, like if you hold, like you're gonna hold, like because you still trading, you still see the MAs, you still see the MA sliding down, you still seeing this making market structure going down. So you can just keep holding that trade. If you didn't hold the trade and you got out, then it's all good. You look for the same thing over and over again. Now back to your question about the 50%, because like I'm expecting to at least get to the 50%, but I'm also being aware that we could come all the way up as high as this like 71, 78% area. So let me mark that off. Because more advanced traders, like about discount price, like you're not finna buy no new shoes. If some new Jordans come out, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not finna buy no new Jordans for $225 or $210 or however much they is. I don't even know how much they is now. But I ain't gonna lie, I wasn't doing that. Me personally, like I would see the Jordans come out, I wouldn't buy them until like after they've been in for a few months. So instead of buying them for the 200, bro, buy them for like 125, buy them for like 110. This is exactly what this is. Like we're not gonna sell price. If we're looking for sales, right, we're not going to look for a sale way down here because we're going to get caught in the pullback. We need to wait until it retraces some of that move, and then we can go ahead and go. It could retrace at the 50, and then turn around. We could get a retracement down here, so on and so forth. But I say the 50% because the 50% guarantees you that you're in the trade, especially with U-Chef. Like I would definitely use a strategy with U-Chef because it doesn't move too aggressive. So let's say I had my sell limit, right? We got this high, we got this low. And then let's say I put a sell limit. I send it out to the chats. I say everybody puts a sell limit right here for U-Chef. And then I would say like 30, 35 pip stop loss, which is like right here. And then what's my target? I'm breaking this high. And that would be my TP1. And then like TP2, I'm just keep breaking more lows. I say break the high, I mean break the low. But anyway, you just keep breaking more lows. And you just keep breaking more lows. And you keep breaking lows until you see the turnaround. Now, did it stop here? Okay, it actually stopped about 60 pips before we actually got that turnaround. But using the strategy, like you had a guaranteed like 60 pips. This is not like this strategy, like it doesn't make you move your stop loss in too tight. It doesn't, like, it actually gives it a little bit of room if you're playing off that fib, especially if you're playing off like U-Chef or Euro-Chef, they move slow. So it's not going to be so much an aggressive move. And keep sitting that sell down. You see a quick little buy up right here, but you're still bearish. You still keep getting sales down. Let's use the strategy again. Got from this high down to this low, right? All the way up, all the way down here. Now, in this situation, we got the high to the low. And I'm going to keep moving my fib lower until we get ready to turn around. Another reason why, like, peep the time at the bottom. Hold on, get some water real quick. Peep the time at the bottom. When we finally make that low, it's 12 o'clock noon. And you know that after 12, like, we pretty much done trading for the day. We done trading until like about like London, right? London being about 1, 2 in the morning. Well, this is consolidation. And we don't poke out of consolidation until London, which is 2 in the morning. So that's how you know, like, the Asian session is the consolidation session. That's just a session where they just pretty much like just go sideways and just make structure. You could have traded UChef at this time, but just look at the pips. Like, you know, like that swing up was about 10 pips. That swing down was about 10 pips. And it just stayed stagnant like the whole time until like London came about. Then you started seeing the move again. But anyway, as it was consolidating, we kept making like new lows. So originally, this would be my low, right? But then I see it go down a little bit more right here. So I move my fib down a little lower. And then it keeps doing its thing. And the fib moves as low all the way down. Like, I'm keeping moving my fib as low as we go. So this is the lowest we were in, right? So now I got my fib from low to high. Make it come back to the 50%. And this one, it barely came back to the 50%. I ain't gonna lie, if I was watching it, I would have just said, like, you know, go ahead and sell. Or you could have just like set a limit, maybe like a little bit closer or so. But let's just see, like, ideally how it would play out. Entry point at the 50%. To make it the even number, I would have said like 9350. Stop loss would have been like 30 pips, make it reasonable. 30 pips being up here, which is like a safe spot. And where we're taking it to again, I ain't gonna say it at this point, y'all already know, breaking the low. And we're gonna keep breaking lows until like the trend tells us we done. Now, I done brought it down as low as like 90 pips. Like, let's see if we actually got that 90 pips using this strategy. We got the 90 pips and then some, because we still trading with the trend. Like, that's why it's good to follow the trend. Like, if you keep looking for sales, you see that we kept selling and we kept selling and we kept selling and we kept selling. Right here, we had like a quick little turnaround. Exactly. If it's a sell, like, I'm looking for that high to low, 50% break. High to low, 50% break. High to low, 50% break. If we're in the uptrend, low to high, 50% break. Low to high, 50% break. Maybe not exactly that 50%. You might go as deep as like the 618, 78, 88%. It just depends on like how the actual chart is looking. But for the most part, like, you know, you get the gist of it. Boom, boom, 50, boom. Now this one, we started going sideways. So this is where I would have stopped using my strategy for a little minute, because we're not trending anymore. Like, now we just going sideways. And there's no telling when we're actually like get up. I'm gonna keep looking for sales, but I wouldn't be surprised if we started turning around for like bullish pressure. So that's UCAD. I mean, that was UChef. Let me see. That's another one. Matter of fact, I know what I'm finna do real quick. I'm finna go to my advanced stuff. Do we close before the trend shift, then look for a re-entry that way? Yeah, like, I would definitely recommend like closing. Like, let's say you was in a trade, right? You was in a couple of trades and you were selling down this whole time. Like, if you start seeing that reversal, if you start seeing these MAs cross, and then you start seeing MAs cross, and if you still holding up here, then definitely secure your profits, definitely secure your partials or so, because you could look for a re-entry. Like, the sale may resume. Like, understand we still sliding down on this orange line. Like, I'm gonna keep looking for sales until I know for sure that we looking for buys. But in the meantime, like, if you just want to be safe, like, always secure profits. Like, if you got some trades that's open, like, definitely close them out, because there's no telling like exactly when we're gonna go up, when we're gonna go down. So like, if you're holding that trade, like, just holding it. And then like for re-entries, like, yeah, if you get more clues to tell you about the strategy again, or like whatever strategy you have, then keep going with it. Like, let's say for this one, I'm not too sure. I mean, this makes sense. Yeah, you're welcome. This one makes sense if we go from the high to the low and then retrace again. Like, let's say we do from boom all the way here. So this one already came to the 50. it actually almost pushed to the 618. So we could get a break of lows, especially when I'm looking at it now. We got equal lows to the bottom. Come on now. Keep trading with the trend, man. Like, like it's crazy. Like when you do it over and over again, you just like, you can just really see it. So we got a double bottom right here. Draw those smiley faces because that is a target that I have in mind where we can definitely break. But we already came back to the 50% and we already taken off. So I'm not going to look for entry on this trade because the entry that I would be looking for has already happened. So I'm not going to like be aggressive with getting in the trade. One thing you could do that I would say, like a lot of people, they would place like a sell stop under here because they know that price is going to break through. But I don't like doing that because you don't know like exactly like price could break through that those lows, those smiley faces, and then it could turn right back up. So for me, I just want to be like secure. Like, don't try different strategies that you're not too sure about, especially on your real account. If you're trying to practice and trying to like get a feel of the markets, like definitely practice on demo and just keep using that strategy until you actually confirm that strategy works and it's for you. I just like this strategy because it's easy and like anybody can understand it. How the low 50% run. And we do it over and over and over again. I'm not done just yet. I ain't gonna lie, I'm running this call forever. So like if y'all want to like stay on or like if y'all want to keep bringing people on, like it don't really matter. Like I'm really trying to run this call for like 2 hours. Like like we can keep going. But I just want to bring up my other screen, my other charts, because I was working on these last night. AN. Go out to the 4 hour. Okay, so EJ. EJ's a good example. Shout out to Patrick Kenny. He called it on DeLorean. And when he called it, it makes sense. I don't have the buy position set no more, but it was actually a very good, like nice buy position that he called. Now I took it and I took it in high confidence because just look at the chart, like it's doing the same thing I was just telling y'all. Like we're in an uptrend. So if somebody like let's say we're in a trade, right? And like we looking at EJ and Antonio, Ryan, Trey, Kirkland, they call out a buy for EJ, I'm taking it because it just makes sense. Like we automatically going up with the trend. So we have to keep trading with the trend. And how can we confirm that we're going up? Let's say we were looking at this trade, right? And we wanted those buy ups. So this low up to this high. I can tell I would have missed this one because it didn't come back all the way back to the 50. But it's all good. From the low to the high, we didn't come back to the 50, but we still pushed up. So it's confirming that we're bullish. Now look at this one. You see this low right here? All the way up to this high right here. Draw the field from low to high. And where we came back to? We came back to the 618. But we at least came back to the 50. Like keyword, we at least came back to the 50. So that's cool for me. So like let's initiate that. Like let's get in. You know, like Reggie doing his thing. He up. What time is this? This is about 8 in the morning. You know, coffee and pips. You know, buy right here at the 50%. That's when I'm gonna send it out. And then my stop loss, understandable. I would have it like 35 pips. Really, I would have had it like 30 pips at this 78% area. And then what's the target? The original target is to break this high. Buy stop point, like you saying, like, can you use a buy stop like in this area? If you're saying that, bro, I ain't gonna lie, definitely yes. I just wouldn't. I'm trying to get in the habit of buy stops. I just don't like when my buy stops like go up and they turn right around because like it was a couple of times where I got wicked in on a buy stop and it continued in the sale. So like again, you just gotta like be real careful, like, and real sure of where you can go in. And I used buy stops a couple of times. They gave me some profit, but then again, like if you're not accurate with that buy stop, then you know it could like turn around. You just gotta like be confident on your position, really. Yes, no problem. So you see how I did it. We got that low to the high. Let me zoom in. Boom. All right, we got that low to the high. We came back to the 50. You can place a buy stop right here if you want to. Like some people would have placed a buy stop above. But like you see, if I would have placed a buy stop like right above, the next few candles would have took me out. So that's why I just would have like just waited for this 50% move. Place a nice little stop loss at 30 pips. My target, I'm breaking this high, which is about a guaranteed 50 pips, right? You know, risking $3 for 5.2, risking $6 for, y'all know the math. Y'all know the math. So I'm gonna keep going up. We with the trend, right? So we keep expecting that about up. Like if you got that move already, if you feel like hold, you can hold. You can hold, like if you please. And then if you would have held, you know, like that would have went as far as like 200. But even when we turned around, we're still bullish. Like we turned around real quick, but we still keep going up. And we still keep going up. And I used to look at a lot of pairs like dang, like how much can we really keep going up? Man, the market will tell you, bro, we can keep going up. We can keep going up. Like even though we went as high as up here, and a lot of people that was trying to sell, they'll probably be like, dang, like when is the market finna finally turn around and go down? Man, we still above these MAs. We're gonna keep going up. So until these actually MAs like actually cross and tell me we're finna get ready to go down, then we'll go down. But for the most part, I'm gonna keep looking for buy ups, especially like if you trade off of structure. You got this low, you got this higher low, this lower low, this higher low again. Then you came back down to this low. You got this higher low again, and you came all the way down here, but you didn't really break a low. You technically you're still bullish. So I'm gonna keep looking for bullish structure. Let me see. If we do the fill from the high to the low, we actually came all the way back to like the 88% from what it seems. So I draw the fill from this low all the way to this high. You see, we came back to 88%, and then we kind of just like paused real quick. So there's a couple of things that can happen. Like we could continue that bullish move up, or we could get that quick turnaround down. And I'm not too sure, honestly. So I'm just gonna just leave it and just leave it as it is. And then I'll just bother it again when I actually like see a clear trend. I came on this chart because I was looking for a clear trend somewhere, but I can't really find it. No. Okay, Euro GBP. This is pretty clear. So y'all seen earlier in the chat, we dropped Euro GBP. We was anticipating that buy, and that is the exact same thing that I just went over earlier. Like we was looking for that liquidity to get taken. Well, me actually, I was looking for an imbalance to come back to. So I was waiting for it to come back to this yellow candle and then turn around and go up. But you see that didn't happen. We actually kept sliding down. So we have to anticipate that we're gonna keep sliding down, especially when we look at these MAs. Look where we at. Like we had good sliding territory. This white line right here. Oh wait, no, this white line that I have for advanced traders. This is a monthly order block. Right here. So with these order blocks, I'll show it. I'll go back in time and show, because this is actually another one of my good strategies that I use. Like with these order blocks, you'll probably see it come in to the order block. You won't know when exactly, but you should get some type of reaction. In this situation, like you can pretty much peek. We got this yellow order block, right? This is a bearish order block. The next candle, after we went bullish, you see this candle right here. Look at how it dipped down, like hit the order block, hit the monthly order block, and then went back up. Assuming you caught this trade, right? If you was playing off of this order block, you probably could have got in right here. Had like a probably had like a 45 pip stop loss or so. But when you went back up, for like a guaranteed 100 pips. I like this strategy because like, you know, like when you play off of like high time frame moves, like they're really, really gonna move. A very good example. Let's go right here. right here. And I'm gonna mark off manipulation count. All right, boom. So basically this is the monthly, right? And you see how we got this last down candle before we pushed up. And look how we came back into that candle. When we came back to it, you should see some type of reaction the other way. Now, it took a couple of months, but just understanding that like we dipped down into this little area, I would have been anticipating like buys somewhere within this area. So we got this buy, right? And even though you would have had to hold, like you wouldn't even have to hold for long. Like within the next month, we already went up as much as like 300 pips. So that's why I always mark off the monthly order blocks, just so I can have an understanding of like where we could be like going, where we could potentially like going to. And right now, we're playing right on top of that monthly order block. All right, bet. So right now we're playing right off this monthly order block. So as soon as we hit that order block, we had like a quick little reaction. Now, could we see a reaction up? We could see a reaction up. But for the most part, even if we do get that reaction up, I'm still bearish on it. Like we could be going up just to go up right here to this last manipulation candle before we turn around again. So draw the fib out from this high to this low. And then as far as right now, that's what I'm expecting for Euro GBP. Because it meets everything that I just talked about. Like we in this downtrend, we already hit this monthly order block before, so now we could potentially be getting ready to see like sales within. So let me mark off my prediction box. I'm gonna send this out when the markets actually open up. But just to give an idea, I'm gonna play off this 50%. Stop loss. If I put my stop loss right here, that's about 23. Okay, so I'm gonna put my stop loss like right here, 20 pips. And if we don't get this sale, then my next area will be this next order block up top, this next like 1 hour order block. But I like playing off of a better time frame structure. This 4 hour will look better. So I'm actually gonna play off this 4 hour. If you want to extend that, matter of fact, let's get technical. Let's get real technical with it. I'm gonna play off for this high, this blue high right here. Playing off of this high. And then I'm trying to break this low, right? Let's come back to the 50%. I'm finna end the call in a little bit because I know Cam finna run this HFX. So I'm gonna put my stop loss at 30 pips, like right up here. And then where we're taking it to, we're breaking this low. And we breaking this low, but we going all the way as far as like somewhere within. Like I'm gonna go back and look until like where we can actually like get out the turning point. But this looks good. I'm playing off this manipulation candle. If y'all know about imbalances, I'm right within this imbalance. And then if I draw off the field from this imbalance, I know that's gonna be the same thing too. Let me see, I dropped this field from here to here. The 50% is like a little bit below, but I mean, it's all good, like no trip. Like, I'm just gonna let it do its thing. So yeah, that's pretty much what I'm expecting, what I'm anticipating. I'm gonna drop back out to the daily. The nearest thing that I see we could be going down to, this last down candle for the up move on the daily. Ooh, my bad. Right here, this last down candle for the up move. So that's what I'm expecting to go to. And then I'm gonna draw it like right here. Okay, so about 1,700 pips. This goes with the trend. This has a cool idea. On the daily, we know we going up, but it's all good. Like I'm just gonna play it down for a little bit, and then whenever we see like a reversal or so on and so forth, and then I'll just let everybody know. But sheesh, that's pretty much it. Like that's all I got for the game. So yeah, I'm pretty much done. I appreciate everybody that hopped on the call. I know Cam from the HFX. I'm finna hop on that too because that's just more bags. Like I said, but I appreciate everybody for hopping on, like for real. Especially if you took the Saturday out to hop on this call, like I know you really serious about this trade thing. So that's it, man. The call is recorded. If you need the recording, like hit me up and let me know. But other than that, man, appreciate y'all. Like, y'all have a good rest of the day.